This is Ian Waugh with some old British news. In these videos we look at the incredible range of lost and hidden news stories and how useful they are for family historians. In a few minutes I will show you how I can do a voluntary, free of charge news search. In this edition we concentrate on the workhouses that formed part of the life of Britain. Designed not to be desirable on any level, they were regarded as the last place for accommodation and some food. Oppressive and miserable, these were the answer to extreme poverty that blighted the country, particularly during the Victorian era. From the Thetford and Wotton Times of Saturday the 7th of October 1899, Mr. Rider Haggard reveals to readers his poor law experiences as a guardian in the Heckingham Workhouse, which in the mid-1830s had a reputation as being the most disorderly and inefficient in Norfolk. When Mr. Haggard was a workhouse guardian, the roll call was about 120. In 1899, he goes on about how conditions improved in his time and how by the end of the 19th century an infirmary for the elderly and poor was brought into use rather than what he describes as the last shelter to which the destitute are driven by necessity. He says that in the old days it was a dreary place and remembers the sick ward as being cold and desolate. He recalled 2 children to whom he used to carry toys for the brother and sister who were dreadfully ill of an unknown disease, with no fire in the grate, no trained nurse to look after them. But by 1899 the ward is bright and cheerful with a good fire burning and is properly attended by a certified nurse. He recalls that of the 2 children, the little girl died, but the boy survived and emigrated to America. Mr. Haggard's recollections are a fascinating read and draw huge comparisons between workhouse life in the 1830s to that of the 1890s. The article is very proud, but as we know, massive steps in that sector of life were yet to be made. In the East London Observer of Saturday the 25th of April 1863, the alarming story of an attempt to burn down a workhouse in Old Gravel Lane, Whitechapel. The fire had started in the vagrant ward, part of the building situated immediately under apartments used for the sick. According to news reports, a large quantity of straw and woodwork had become ignited, and there was considerable concern for the safety of the inmates in the rooms above. A girl named Elizabeth Henley, an inmate, used the fire as a kind of punishment. She was seen to ignite the straw and when apprehended made no attempt to deny it. She was immediately put into custody by the police and was later described as a girl of about 12 years of age who, according to reports, looked much older. She had been an inmate of the workhouse since November 1862. Elizabeth made no defence and was later committed to Newgate for trial. As with any references in the newspapers, most reports, particularly regarding life in the workhouse, were invariably full of names of inmates, guardians, and those associated with the institution. For researchers, this is a positive goldmine full of detail. And now to the Norfolk Chronicle of Saturday the 8th of October 1898. And there's a report on an inquest which was held at the Norwich Workhouse on Joseph Liddermont, who died there 3 days earlier. It was attended by representatives of the guardians as well as his brother John, a general shopkeeper from Mariners Lane. The brother had not seen the deceased for about 5 weeks, and the last couple of months described his late brother as homeless and known to be worse to the wear due to drinking habits. The article receives quite extensive coverage of names and many people connected to the workhouse, including the master and the nursing staff. The jury of the inquest found that the deceased had died from acute blood poisoning arising from injuries to his arm following a fall. They noted that there was a lack of proper and efficient nourishment being at hand during the night, which could possibly, according to the newspaper report, have saved his life. The comments made by the jury were forwarded to the Board of Governors for consideration, so that a reoccurrence of such an incident might be avoided in the future. National and particularly local newspapers were full of reports from workhouses that was so much part of life and our culture in the 19th and 20th centuries. This is Old British News. We're looking at the vast array of news articles in the British press between 1750 and 1950. Researching family history isn't cheap, and for many of us, some aspects of it are out of reach. Sometimes old newspaper reports are the only remaining record of an event or even of a person. I provide a free and easy-to-use voluntary service designed to assist anyone interested in their UK family history. All you have to do is to send me the basics. I will search and hopefully identify news articles no matter of size, location in the UK, or even topic, so long as it appeared in the British press between 1750 and 1950. For me to do the search, please go to Old British News. That's oldbritishnews.com. There is a secure form on the right-hand side of the page. I will send you the news reports by email as attachments, and if I don't find anything, I'll let you know anyway. So, if it happened, it was probably in the news. Until next time, take care.